very center of the room, we would want our auto feeder, I'm going to say. Well, the auto feeders actually need to be down here. Oh, actually, yeah. I'm going to need to have a centrally reachable. Do they both share a tile? Oh, they don't. Oh, that's annoying. I kind of need them to have one overlapping tile because that's where I could put the conveyor loader. But if it's on its side, I'm not sure if it'll work like that. Ah, drat. This is a much more complicated problem than I was expecting it to be. It's the automation part that's making it difficult. Aavak, you could use water as a door. I've seen a couple of other people use it as a gas lock door system. I don't like using that. I don't like using water locks, I'll be honest. And that's silly of me, I realise. It's certainly no reflection on other people, but yeah, I find those systems a little bit not so much glitchy as just over easy. I'm not sure that, well, that being said, I'm sure I do loads of things that would fall into that category as well. So I appreciate that it's a bit of a finicky kind of thing to like or dislike, but yeah, I just don't get it. I don't like those systems as much. I dislike things that use doors as hydraulic pistons in the same vein. I don't know quite why I dislike them, but I do. It's just one of those things. Right, okay, I should be able to have a conveyor loader in there. Now again, this whole system that I'm setting up here is 1,000 million times easier if you don't care and are okay with just butchering things and killing off the little ones and such. And it's only because I am trying to give them a pleasant existence right up until the point that I need to gather the food that this is going to be a problem for me. I think having that there should be accessible. And from above, I'm wondering if I would be lucky enough. No, I would not be lucky enough, which is quite annoying. Well then, since I absolutely do need to have some levels to walk on, I could just get rid of these. And have ladders across there. As kind of a scaffold walkway. Once I've planted the balm lilies, I never have to go down here again. Having... well, the bleach stone will create chlorine, and as long as that never gets emptied out, we should be okay. You know, within certain parameters. It'd be nice if we could find a chlorine vent. I won't lie. I would not turn that down. How big is the shearing station? Oh, the shearing station is quite large, actually. The shearing station, for example, would go there. We would then have... See, all of this up here would need to be hydrogen. Which makes being in here to shear or to groom the Dracos complicated. Hey, Aavak, heard while looking, you play ESO. So I wanted to ask if you play Black Desert Online. I don't play Black Desert Online. I have played it, but I don't actively play it. Well, my derps won't start working on it because I've actually got it paused. I realized that it was like, yeah, no, I need to spend time on this one, so I probably had best pause it. I'll probably have this on the far side, actually. Ultimately, for the Dracos, I am going to need to get down here. And this is purely just for food at this point. Phosphorate and food. It is an awful lot of effort for that. And an awful lot of power, too. Each one of these is drawing 120, I believe. This draws 120, so in total, it's 480. Just on those. Then you have the shearing station as well. Well, actually, I only pull 60, so that's not so bad. And an incubator, which would potentially pull... That's almost an entire transformer. It's worth of power. Just to occasionally get food. For food, I just do mushrooms. But yeah, this is a hopelessly over-engineered system. In terms of Draco farming, you are so much better off if you just pop the Dracos in, because the thing with Dracos as well, and this is one of the kickers really, is a Draco has an incredibly long life cycle, 150 cycles to its life cycle. Let's actually find out about Dracos. I haven't read about them before. Dracos are a reptilian species boasting billions of microscopic hairs on their feet, allowing them to stick to and climb most surfaces. The tail of a Draco, called the train, is purely for decoration and can be lost or shorn without harm to the animal. As a result, Draco fibers are often farmed for use in textile production. Caring for Dracos is a fulfilling endeavour thanks to their companionable personalities. Some domestic Dracos have even been known to respond to their own names. Aww. Livable range, quite hot. They can eat pinch peppermint, mealwood, or balm lily. They produce phosphorite. Glossy Dracos can only eat mealwood or bristle blossoms, and also phosphorite. Aavak, just caught up with your XCOM 2 War of the Chosen playthrough. You left it on a cliffhanger. Will you ever go back and discover the fate of humanity? Maybe, Kissel. What did Fake Gamer ask? Oh no. Fake Gamer, to be honest. Okay, what were you asking? Do I play Minesweeper though? I mean, I have been known on occasion to indulge. But yeah, trying to make a farm that is really humane is hard. But, you know, it's a nice challenge. It's a worthwhile challenge, I would say. For food, it is free food. It's just not duplicant time efficient at all. Something like that. This would sustain... well... about 5 Dracos. The maximum you can have in a stable, a full-size stable, is about 6 or 7 before they get gloomy or glum. So... there's a bit of a potch, but like I said, it'll be an interesting project all the same. Dark Aavak would absolutely starvation farm them, yeah. The efficiency is like off the charts. if you compare the two. There's almost no point in comparing them. There's that much of a difference. You know what? Let's pop all of this up onto a 6. And that as well. Let's put them in there. Okay, we've got plenty of O2 in here, which is nice. If this runs over, I'm going to start saying just to dump the O2 out in here. I'm absolutely going to say send the O2 to the base as a priority. But if you can't, then just vent it. Let's get that done quickly. I like it when they see their friends. That's actually pretty cool. Sorry it took me a while to lay all of that out, but hopefully that will work. Now, initially, we're going to have to actively harvest the balm lilies for their flowers to get the chance at getting extra petals, extra balm lily seeds, which is a pain in the bum on a very large scale. We're also going to need a lot of this for the automation. But initially, I'm going to say we don't need the automation. The automation will be wonderful when we have it, but it's not a necessary item for now. Uh-oh. Someone gone missing? Pip, what are you doing in here? As much as I would like you. There's just really no way I can have someone else in the colony right now, so I'll take the salt water and you can sit on the floor for a while. I really wanted that cook, but there's no way to justify. Not even slightly. However, let's just make sure that the sage hatches are being farmed. Make that a 5. Just in case... Yeah. In fact, make all of this a 5. Yeah, sure. Hatching eggs as well. Because I am now farming them, so if we have more eggs being produced, that is just... Well... If this was hooked up to power, it would be different. It still takes a while for them to produce. They still produce quite a few eggs. But if this was powered, then that egg would incubate super fast. And so I wouldn't worry about it as much. But for now, yeah, we need to get the omelets going. It's a much higher priority. I'll set this up to accept the bleach stone in a bit. We do most definitely need the shearing station though. It's going to be such a claustrophobic little room though. Oh my lord. We'll see how big of an area it is. I'm just going to brute force that one. Once they finish building it, we'll see exactly how much room I have to play with, and I can expand it out, perhaps. Plonk. There we go. Omelette time. Oh, apparently not. Very sad. Can you please get rid of that? I thought I had told you to do so. There we go. Oh, that's fantastic. I love those highlighted messages so much. Memes are the DNA of the soul, indeed. And hopefully we can get a little bit more of this done in a reasonable time frame. Yes, I know, a food shortage. We'll get it sorted soon. Well, you've scuppered yourself now, haven't you? Now we want balm lilies. It won't do well here for the time being, but once we actually start filling this up with chlorine, it should be okay. Now that CO2, I'm fairly certain that chlorine is heavier than CO2. Or am I mistaken with that? Does chlorine sit above CO2? Let me see. Does it actually give me the mass? No, no. I think chlorine is lighter than CO2, is it not? Yeah, it's lighter than CO2. Yeah, I'm pretty certain now that that is the case. That's going to make this annoyingly hard to deal with. I could put an oxyfern in here. Yeah. I'll put an oxyfern in here just in the center just to start consuming that CO2 for now. But that is going to be a problem. Because this whole area is just CO2. Alternatively, I could stick in a little carbon scrubber. But it seems like a waste of power. Having one oxyfern that occasionally needs a little top of a water isn't such a bad move. In my opinion. Check my O2 line. Gas bridge might be backwards. This one? Gas bridge is fine there. Anything else you meant? Heck, you what? I imagine there are a couple of people around who've been about since the Robocraft times. Let's get an oxyfern. Now, one oxyfern should be able to eat all of the CO2 over time. Problem is, I would need to deliver the water to it. And that is quite the pain in the bum. So I ideally don't want to have to come in here too often to do that. And the oxygen being added in constantly will mess with any hydrogen up there. The reason why you're going to need it in the long term is because the CO2 out here will push its way in. Now, granted, if I get enough weight of O2 out here, it'll eventually compress the CO2 down below the line of this door. At which point, it's not going to be an issue. But hydrogen in here will escape out, but that's not so much of a problem. We'll see where the CO2 settles, I guess. Maybe easy enough of a problem to fix. Let's make that a nice big 7 over there. And delete that one as well. Dairaku, you totally could seal off the farm and then, you know, vacuum it out and then pump the gas in, but you would still need to let people in from time to time, and when they do, the moment they open the door, it's going to allow an exchange of gases. So you need to be able to clean the thing from the inside. Hey, Jonathan, how you doing, buddy? It's great to see you, mate. Body temperature's down. Oh, okay, that's not even going to be able to fix it. Never mind. Huh. I wasn't anticipating that problem, but okay, that does make sense. I could build a little carbon scrubber in there, I guess. Isn't exactly what I want to do, but a needs must, I suppose. I could replace these tiles with airflow tiles and just allow any CO2 to gather in here and just have a carbon scrubber there. Just to deal with that from time to time. The oxyfern won't work though. I like the oxyfern solution too. But the balm lilies require a fairly high temperature. The oxyferns, I'd only have 5 degrees to play with. And one of the nice things about the balm lilies is they can survive in the temperature out here, which is fairly high. The oxyfern would be a nice solution, but it's a complicated one to implement with this. The water jiggle, though, yeah, no, right? But yeah, I think ultimately we're going to need to go with airflow tiles and then have... let's uproot that. And then have a little carbon skimmer down here. It's not a great solution, but it does also mean that the chlorine will bury itself down there. It'll sink into this pit as well. But... right, well, the first carbon skimmer is going to have to go in about here. I guess it doesn't really matter where it goes. As long as it goes somewhere. Something like that should do. This is so much more of a fancy build than I was expecting for a ranch. I'm gonna be honest. But it's nice to try and you know, engineer a way around the problem of how do I make this a sustainable build for Dracos. On the plus side, if all of these are balm lilies, then that does remove some issues for me. We'll see how it goes. Cancel that for now, and I'll just have a little ladder going up into there. And from there, should be able to build everything I need to do. Right, so We'll likely need the water sieve somewhere around here. Once this is primed with a little bit of liquid, the nice thing about it is it'll pretty much just run forever. Okay. It's not like I wasn't going to be bringing power in here anyway, so that's another positive. I'm not actually missing out with that. Feel bad for that little hedge. He's like, just let me sleep. I've moved around so many times for you people. Leave me alone. The other thing I could do in here as well is I could have this be automated. Actually have a little bit of automation to sense whether or not there was CO2 there, so it doesn't run otherwise. That actually might be kind of nice. Well, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub, mate. That was really nice of you. Thanks. And yeah, I do have the liquid right next to the sieve. It's going to be very easy to set that up, actually. It's going to look like such an over-engineered thing, though. Let's get the lime. Never turn down lime. Right, let's go for buildings. There we are. And on a 6... strip these back. There we go. I'm gonna have to move the piping around a little bit, but we'll get the showers in here, and it should look quite nice then. Again, yeah, the piping will still have to move around. Oh, man. Bit of a leak. Have I broken anything? No, it doesn't look like I have. Which I'm very happy about. Okay. What on earth is going on? Oh, ice. Ice is melted. Right. That's what that'll all be. We've had an ice leak. Do I have to sleep before I can have breakfast? What about second breakfast? 11sies? I love Lord of the Rings quotes. Well played. I approve. This feels hopelessly claustrophobic compared to the rest of my build. Ugh. But it's a bit of an experimental design. We'll see how it goes. I'm not going to have any research focus, not for a while at least. little pip. Stealing the seeds. Beef pip. Okay. Now then, most of this is not being done. What are we building otherwise? What's taking all the attention away? The eggs have been cracked. We've got omelets sort of building up. Guess just a case of getting this on a slightly higher priority. There we go. Should encourage him to get some more work done. Again, we'll set up a tiny little reservoir for the water down here, I suppose. Something about there. You only need to get a bit of water into the system. What's that? Oh, right. We got some bristle blossoms. Not bristle blossoms, sorry, yeah, briars. Okay. Right, it's coming along. Now again, it's going to take me a while to be able to grow this all out. I effectively need to farm the balm lily for a bit. Just to produce enough seeds to get more balm lilies, basically. Which is not particularly great, I'll be honest with you. You know what? I'm starting to think that it might actually be better just to have an airflow tile here, so I've got a ladder down initially. And then I can slowly take it all apart as I walk backwards and then just allow the autoplanters to take care of things. I'm fairly certain that once this is planted, it reserves those 2 tiles and I can no longer do anything there. I don't think I can plant from 2 tiles away. Though someone in chat might be able to tell me about that. Is it possible to plant from 2 tiles up? If so, then we might be able to make this work still. That's an unreachable build. Oh, that's a shame. We've already got a little bit of chlorine in here, that's impressive. You can plant from below. Oh, that is a very good point. That's a very good point. Given that, I should really adjust the shape of this, shouldn't I? Make it a bit less claustrophobic, perhaps. I hadn't considered the ability to plant from below, I'm not going to lie. And I like it. A lot, as it happens. What I don't like is the fact that I'm going to have to adjust this for the umpteenth time. Oni life. Build it, deconstruct it, build it again. Yeah, pretty much. If anything characterized my my time with Oni more, I don't know what it is. That is pretty much my time on Oni in a nutshell. Build it, break it back down again, build it again. Just a series of iterative redesigns over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And yeah, I actually really enjoy this game so much. But yeah, I can have something like that. That shouldn't be too bad. Right, how big of a area is this? Room size 95 tiles. We were just on the money. Just there. The original design had that tile filled in. I am amazed at how well we did with that. Wow, I shouldn't really be amazed if I'd actually sat down and calculated it. It would have been easy enough to work out what it would be. But nevertheless, I'm quite pleased with our eyeballing of it. There we go. Need one more tile. Deconstruct it. Build it again. Who's suffocating? Why? Just why? Go. Belial, you have seconds. Seconds, Belial. Belial, it's down to you. Only you can save yourself, Belial. Belial, you're gonna die, Belial. You're gonna die down here. You're gonna die, Belial. Belial, don't die! No! Belial! I didn't tell you to suffocate, Belial! That's not what I said! Now I need to build a graveyard. Do you know how inconvenient this is for me right now? Belial. Belial. On the plus side, less mouths to feed. Let's die. More work. It has been a long time since I've had a duplicant die. A long time. Cook him. I wish we could. Oh, damn it. Did I just miss Belial die? You did, I'm afraid, Apple Fumble. I'm terribly sorry to say. You missed probably the highlight of the stream. Yeah, that is awful. Absolutely awful. No, we'll take the hashing eggs. Just do Belial. I don't even remember where you find gravestones anymore. That's how long it's been since anyone has died on my watch. You ruined it, Belial. Now I've got to learn it again. Then I'm going to have to try and forget it later. Ah, there we go. Okay, I'm going to make it out of obsidian, because that's kind of fancy.